Out of 3,200 homes in Chattanooga public housing, only 28 have fathers listed.
1 in 4 teenage girls will be in an abusive relationship by their high school graduation.
What's wrong with you?
On average, we spend about 72 hours a week with media and only 38 minutes of meaningful conversation with our parents.
Over half of us feel like we don't have an adult who cares about us or our future.
I was a young child and I saw my little cousin's life get taken away and he was beaten to death by his family members.
I had just talked to my father on the phone. He said, I'm on my way, I'm right down the street. 5 hours went by, 6 hours went by, and he never showed up. It made me just think, who's really gonna care?
I asked the girls, thinking about healthy people, who are 5 adults that they could turn to? And after lots of silence, one little girl raised her hand and said, Miss Leslie, what if you're the only one?
Many would say, I've never heard I'm special. I've never heard I have purpose. I've never heard I matter.
As a public school administrator, I see On Point as being one of those organizations that provides a life raft of opportunities to students who see themselves as growing up in a hopeless world.
I found 2 friends who were members of On Point, so I decided to go to a meeting on a Friday, and that's when my life changed.
As program director at On Point, it's always interesting to start out a semester and see the hurt and a lot of the pain that you see a lot of our kids going through each day, and by the end of the semester, the joy and the pride you see them walk out with knowing who they are.
I made some unhealthy choices in middle school. I had a lot of bullying problems.
It's no secret that our teens are really struggling with life-transforming decisions, a wave of things that is constantly bombarding them, and they're having to make decisions good against evil. That's where On Point comes in.
They were actually there for me, spiritually, they were there physically, and they put me into different situations for success.
My mom noticed my change a lot because she's my other half. She knows me inside and out. And when I got to high school, she noticed that I changed for the better. I'm more open, I was nice and respectful to everyone. And then that would lead us into a conversation and for us to spend time together and talk about life issues and the choices that I've made and the choices that I need to make to better my life.
We see our job to come alongside the family and to come alongside the schools and really help identify the strengths in young people and the sparks in young people, and then be part of that fabric of support that's going to help raise them up.
We developed Life On Point to build youth's moral compass from the inside out.
The more people I helped and the more I did for my community, the more I grew inside.
The curriculum itself was developed to help youth make healthy choices. What we found were these additional byproducts that our evaluation speaks of, byproducts such as academic attachment, resisting negative peer pressure, positive social support, positive life vision. When we received the outcomes, we were pretty amazed. And in January, these results were published in the Journal for Adolescent and Family Health. Now for us, it's much more than a journal article. These outcomes, they're student lives.
We have to go beyond the school walls and connect with partners in the community so that we can provide all of those services that our children need. And so just listening to what they were able and willing to come into our school and provide for our children was phenomenal in terms of what we knew we needed to do to address the whole child.
Perhaps for me, the most important part of the partnership with On Point and the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga is seeing the work that they're doing in the middle schools and the high schools, and knowing that the children in these schools are going to become productive citizens for the community of Chattanooga for years to come.
On Point put me on the right path, and they've given me a purpose.
And I want to say thank you for keeping this program alive, because a lot of young kids need this to stay focused and to learn that they are worth something and they can make something out of themselves in life.
Really, I want to thank Mr. Ed Hines as being that mentor for me, and Ms. Mary Rouch for being that female mentor to me for all these years, and just Leslie and all of her staff. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
On Point is there for kids through thick and thin, through all the bumps in the road, and even long after they graduate, we're still cheering for them, and the results stick.
My past is not something I would have chosen, but I truly thank you for giving me my future.